All right, today we are diving deep into the story of a true global icon, Shakira. Now, you know the voice, you definitely know the music, but her journey, that's a whole other story. It's one of incredible resilience, of identity, and just this relentless determination that honestly helped to reshape the sound of pop music. So, let's get into it.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Her music isn't just something you hear in one country or on one continent. It's everywhere. It has become this genuine global anthem, a soundtrack for fans across so many different cultures and borders. And her influence, wow, it goes way beyond just the music. She's a real cultural force. We're talking about someone who has completely redefined what a performance can be on the world's biggest stages, from the World Cup all the way to the Super Bowl. And that, right there, is the heart of what we're talking about today. Because behind all that incredible worldwide fame is this powerful story of someone who had to carve out her very own path when no one else would.
So, let's rewind. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. Before she was a household name, she was Shakira Isabel Maybarak Ripoll, born back in 1977 in the beautiful, vibrant city of Barranquilla, Colombia.
And right from the start, her talent was just undeniable. I mean, this wasn't some casual hobby. For her, it was a calling. She's writing poetry at 4 years old, composing her first song by age 8, and then signs a professional record deal at just 13. 13! You can just tell she was destined for something absolutely extraordinary.
But here's the twist in the story. Even with a record deal and all that raw talent, success was not guaranteed, not even close. In fact, her journey really began with rejection.
Yeah, her first few albums, they really struggled to find an audience. And the critics, well, they were not kind. They just didn't seem to get her unique sound at all. And it wasn't just the critics. Even the record labels, the very people who were supposed to be championing her, were skeptical. They seriously doubted if her style could ever really be a commercial success.
So let's be clear. This was not some overnight success story. It was a tough, uphill battle against an industry that just didn't know what to make of her.
And you know what? Faced with all of that doubt, all that rejection, she didn't change who she was. Nope. Instead, she doubled down. She decided she was going to master her craft, but on her own terms. And this brings us to her first huge breakthrough. This is the moment where Shakira stops trying to fit into a box and starts building a whole new one, defining a new sound for an entire continent.
The year is 1995, and everything changes with the album Pies Calzos. This wasn't just another record, it felt like a declaration. All across Latin America, people heard this voice that was so raw, so powerful and emotional, and completely new. This was the moment she became a true rising star.
What she was doing was creating this unique fusion that nobody else was even attempting. She was blending the rock music she loved with the Latin rhythms of her home in Colombia and weaving in these incredible Middle Eastern influences from her Lebanese heritage. It wasn't just cool-sounding music, it was a direct reflection of who she was.
And right after that came Donde Están los Ladrones. Now, if Pies Descalzos made her a star, this album is what made her a legend. The lyrics were pure poetry, her sound was unmistakable, and her presence was just unforgettable. She was now this undeniable force in the Spanish-speaking world, but she wasn't done yet.
See, she had conquered a continent, but Shakira's ambition was so much bigger than that. She wanted to cross every single border and reach the entire world.
And you can literally see the progression right here. From a star being born in '95 to becoming a legend in the Spanish-speaking world by '98, and then that massive, world-changing leap in 2001 with her English crossover album Laundry Service, it all culminates in that absolutely iconic statement at the Super Bowl in 2020. The shift was just massive. Before Laundry Service, she was a huge star in Latin America. After that album, she was a global force, period. Her image became iconic all over the world, and her music was no longer just reaching a continent, it was reaching everyone, everywhere. But what makes Shakira's story so incredibly compelling is that her impact was never just limited to the stage. She took her global platform and used it for something much, much bigger. She became this really powerful humanitarian. Through her Barefoot Foundation, she has literally built schools and provided education for thousands and thousands of children back in her home country of Colombia. We're talking about a tangible, real-world impact. She used her fame as a tool, you know? She became this powerful voice for change on the world stage, consistently showing up to fight poverty, to champion education, and to advocate for global equality.
So, as we start to wrap this up, what is the lasting legacy of Shakira's incredible journey? What is that echo that she leaves behind for generations to come? When you boil it all down, her story is really one of complete and total transformation. She went from being this young artist who is dismissed and misunderstood to a global icon who is recognized and respected absolutely everywhere.
Her legacy is just undeniable. She didn't just join the music industry, she fundamentally changed it. She rewrote the rules for what a Latin artist could achieve on a global scale. And in doing so, she proved that your unique identity and your relentless passion, those are your greatest strengths.
And that really leaves us with one final thought. When you look at her journey, from all that early rejection to becoming a global icon, it really makes you ask yourself, what does it truly take to rewrite the rules?